Good afternoon, audience. This is the Hotness and Sweetly, and we just want to say thank you so much for joining us today, listening to Restaurant Magic, our podcast show. We're just so happy that you're here. I'm the Hotness, and my co-host, I found her, Sweetly, is on with us. And, we're foodies. We love to eat, and this is our expertise. We interview chefs, food trucks, culinary artists, farmers, anything connected with food. Sweetly and the Hotness, we are in the mix, okay?
Yes, we are.
There she is. And so today, audience, we are interviewing Mr. Wilbert Jeffries of Jeffries Farms, and he is located here in North Carolina. And we just want to say welcome, Wilbert. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We appreciate having you, and you are a farmer because I met you at a farming event, I guess a couple months ago, a long time ago, and I was just intrigued by your story, and you mentioned, you told me recently that you're growing eggplants, which I found very interesting. So how did you get started with that?
I got started with that with a farmer that we met, and an African guy that farms on his property sit down and had a business meeting with us and wanted us to grow some stuff for them. And so we made a decision to see what we grow. And so I wanted to grow eggplants, something I never grew before in my life. And so
what
now,
made you decide eggplant?
I guess because it was a different type of a crop. And, we did a little research on it and, and learned a whole lot about them eggplants. They actually come from Africa, and they grow out in Tanzania or somewhere in the wild. And so, they got us the seeds. Well, they brought us the plants. I have a green high tunnel. It is 36 by 86, and I got probably close to around about 700 plants in there. And we harvest every Friday for the market for Saturday.
Now, you said that it grew in the wild in Africa. So what made you think that you could do that here?
Well, they got rain I don't know how much they got their rain, but we set up an irrigation system so that they can be watered daily, and they are very big. They get big as a lemon. They're white and green.
Oh, okay.
Eggplant?
Yes, they're round.
Oh. Okay, and they're white and green. I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking they were purple.
No, not these. These are white and green. I'll send you a picture when I get a chance.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm with you, Sweetly. I guess we need to broaden our knowledge on the eggplant because I'm just familiar with the purple one, and that's all I know. And so maybe I will like these if they're white and green because the big eggplant I'm used to, audience, the Hotness, it's not my favorite vegetable at all. I can't do it. I know you're surprised. It's something I don't like to eat, but I'm intrigued, and I want to know more about these white and green eggplants. So Mr. Jeffries, or Wilbert, I'm sorry, how do you get your supply to those who want to buy it from you? How are they able to purchase your product?
Well, through the African guy that we're selling to, he pretty much ships everything to his buyers, whoever buys straight from him. We grow the plant and harvest it for them, and they pay us for it.
Well, Wilbert, I hear you saying we. So is this, how many people are there besides yourself, and how long have you guys been doing this?
This will be our second year. It's two other brothers, Michael Graves and Samuel Chris.
Okay, Michael and Samuel.
They are with Piedmont Progressive Farmers.
Piedmont Progressive Farmers.
Yes,
and now
ma'am.
are they can you Google them, and if they want to, if our foodies and our audience want to get in touch with them, are they able to Google, or how do they look them up?
You should be able to Google Piedmont Progressive Farmers. I will find one of their brochures and send the link to y'all.
Okay.
So
and are you? Sorry, go ahead. I was going to ask if you participated in the Black Farmers Market that's here locally in North Carolina as well.
No, I haven't been to it before. One of my other brothers, they had been telling me about it. I haven't had the chance to go because I work 3 different jobs, and we got our own business, bobcat and clearing business, and landscaping. And
okay, I know the audience, they probably want to get some of your delicious eggplants, but you also had mentioned that you're going to be going into selling meat, beef, chicken, and seafood. So how is that going to go?
That I went through RAFI. I did a business plan. Matter of fact, I just got a grant for $5,000 to. I have a refrigerated mobile truck that I'm redesigning for my cool box and everything, for my freezers and everything that goes in it. Matter of fact, I'm leaving tomorrow morning, headed to pick up a big order of seafood tomorrow for some of my suppliers here in North Carolina.
Okay, and how is the seafood being distributed? Are you going to local vendors, or is this something you're going to be selling out of this cooler truck? Or
just to answer her question, you said you sell you're planning on selling the seafood at the farmers market in Yanceyville. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And some of the things that you'll be selling, what is shrimp, scallops, the fish? What are the products?
Most shrimp, flounder. Crabs. I cook the steamed crabs for if people want them cooked. I'll steam them and cook the fish, butterfish.
And this is something you're going to be doing on a regular basis? Is this something that's going to be every day or every week, or how are you going to be doing that?
Every week.
Okay.
Days that I get off work, I go and set up certain places here in North Carolina or in Danville coming up next year with my mobile truck.
Oh, wow. Are you excited about that? That's something different than a vegetable. And I really, really want to get back to this yellow eggplant. I have never seen it, even in the grocery stores or at farmers market. Can you tell us some of the recipes that you could do with this yellow eggplant? Do you have any that you suggest to people?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't have no recipes. I'm going to be honest with you. But I eat them raw.
Okay.
Yes, they put them. The African guy told me that they put them in a lot of different soups, but they don't deep fry them. I tried them deep fried, and I didn't like them. So, but they are delicious. They are very delicious.
So, what is it? Is it a sweet taste, or is it kind of like eating yellow squash, or
almost like eating a cucumber?
Oh, okay, zucchini or cucumber?
A cucumber.
Okay, a cucumber. And so, I could do that raw if it's something like a cucumber. We're going to have to investigate that, the hotness, and maybe we can come up with a recipe that hopefully you'll like eggplant.
They put it in a salad also.
So what is your future plans? Is that going to be it, where you're just going to be a farmer and a distributor? Do you ever plan on having your own location? What's the next step for you, Wilbert?
Well, the next step, we just had a meeting last Wednesday. There's a buyer out of Washington, D.C. that's got a big place that want us to grow over 20. He want me to grow 20,000 eggplants next year.
Wow.
So
20,000.
So I just purchased some land, leasing some land over 2.5 acres. I should be able to get close to around about 50,000 eggplants on this property.
Wow. How many rows of eggplants would that be? A lot.
Way too many. And so is this going to be, is your farm, is it located here in Raleigh? Where is it out actually?
Mine is located here in Yanceyville, North Carolina.
Gotcha.
I'm probably about an hour away from y'all.
Okay. And tell me more about the grant that you got. How did you go about the paperwork and figuring out what you needed to do in order to make that happen?
I had to do a business plan. What I wanted to do, I had to get the prices, the cost, how much money it's going to take for everything that I needed, and put that into a budget. spending-wise, for how much money I needed for everything that I was going to use. And $5,000, submitted it all to them, and they called me and told me it was approved. And so I'm working on that now.
Now, was that a hard task, Wilbert? Was that application hard to fill out, or is it something that because we're trying to cater to our audience, so we want to make sure that we're giving them the information that they need. So say there's newbies out there listening to you that want to go into this field but feel that, things may be difficult. Now, was that something that was easy for you to do, or did it take time?
It was very easy. It was very easy. Everything that I needed, I went online, Googled, got all my prices, did my budget plan, and everything. And Rafi, you have to go through Rafi, get their information, and they'll have the application on their file, and they'll send it to you. You fill it out, you email it back to them, and it goes from there. They'll review it and see how many people get approved.
Wow. Now, I've heard a lot about these grants, especially since it's a corona and everything. Now, I was wondering, and since you've experienced it, are there any stipulations with these grants? I mean, is it something that they're going to go back on and cross dot every I and cross every T, make sure that you put that money exactly this place or that place? Is that right? Something that's going to happen? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Every dime have to be spent on whatever you're using for that, whatever you're getting ready to do. NRC, I got a high tunnel from NRC, non-refundable, for $7,600. So if somebody got a farm, they want to get a greenhouse, a high tunnel, you can go to your NRC office, sign up, do a business plan like I did for this here, and go from there.
Well, I had some questions about the labor part. Now, I know, my dad and mom, they used to farm. I mean, it was like rise early in the morning before the sun even comes up and, and go out there and work hard. How much of the labor is it in growing these eggplants? And do you, with you and your two other partners, is this something where you start off in the morning? How does it affect around your other job?
Well, my wife, she tends to everything in the morning, her and my son. When I get home in the evening, I make sure that all the tanks, I got about 8 big 50-gallon tanks that we fill up twice a week to irrigate. And also I have a pond behind my house so that the plants gets enough water. Wow.
What about the weeding part? Who does that?
A lot of times in my high tunnel, I put mulch in mine, and we have to go in and chop out grass and get everything pretty much cleaned up. Other than that, once we put mulch down, the grass won't come through it because we put it down so thick.
Okay. Well, that helps a lot with that, so that's a good thing. And then the picking, when it's time to pick, is that just you and the whole family, or is that you and Mike and Sam?
No, they have their own high tunnels. They pick their own crops. Sometimes we help each other when we need help. But we pick it mostly in the evening around about 7 o'clock. It takes probably an hour, and weigh everything, clean everything, weigh it, box it, and I put it in my cooler where I keep it cool at, and then I deliver it the next morning.
Okay. I know the hotness isn't saying much, but that's because she's a young girl and she doesn't know much about farming. So.
I really don't.
Okay. Sweetly got your back hotness.
I was sitting here thinking, like, this sounds like so much work. But Wilbert, like, who taught you all this? Because I think you said you've never done this before, and you're just doing it. Like, how did you learn to do this?
My grandfather, my uncles raised pigs when I was I guess I was around about 8 or 9. I learned from them about cutting up animals and everything, and they had chickens and goats and pigs. Matter of fact, I got 10 pigs now that I'm getting ready to. I'm raising 10 pigs. I just started raising pigs this year, so I pretty much say this.
raising animals is harder than raising produce. Do you think, or which one, or does it matter? You don't mind doing either one?
Well, you have to buy the feed and everything, then you have to feed them everything, everything in the mornings or late in the evening. I have a supplier that's going to buy all the pigs when we get ready to kill them come wintertime.
Oh, so you're already ready. You just got to get them ready.
Yep.
Okay. And that's probably the best way to do it, because you get all these pigs together and then you have no place for them to go and they're multiplying. So it's probably best to have your buyer first.
And see, matter of fact, I got to kill one this evening for a lady around about 6:30.
Wow.
And the supplier that's buying the eggplants, he bought a goat from us last week, and I have to have that killed, cut up, and processed, and delivered to him come Friday.
Oh, so you do all that? How do you? So it's fresh, so you don't have to worry about preserving or putting any additives. Everything is fresh with you.
So that's why it's good to have a freezer mobile truck with a cooling unit in it. And see, I take that in there, and I got a table saw and everything that I cut them up with. So, and then pack it down in ice.
Wow. Well,
Wilbert, I have to ask.
Wilbert.
Oh, go ahead, Sweetly.
I'm sorry, Hotness. I just I have one more question, and then you can go. If there was something else that you could be doing besides what you're doing, what would it be? Or would this is your gift and this is your vision and your dream? You wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Commercial fishing.
Ah.
I do have another. I have a ministry called Hands Arms Reach Ministries. What I do, I go and help elderly people. If they need work done to their homes, we'll go and help them. And all thing they have to pay is pay for the materials. Matter of fact, I'm helping us. A lady now, she lost her husband about 4 years ago, and we are doing work on her farm for her.
There's not enough time in the day for you, Mr. Wilbert.
No, he's going full on. And what's the name of that? Your ministry again, Wilbert?
It's called Hands Arms Reach.
Hands Arms Reach.
And how do people get in touch with you with that?
They either email me or call me on Facebook.
What's
a lot of people
email for that?
Wilbert J61. A lot of people get in contact with me through someone else that knows me. And they
Word
tell
of mouth.
Word of mouth.
It's the best advertising.
It is. And you mentioned a Facebook page. Do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page that I have, but I haven't I want to do my web page. Before be working on that also. Okay,
awesome. I wanted to know, has your meat business picked up since the coronavirus? Like, do you have more customers coming to you directly wanting produce and like meat from you directly?
It haven't picked up. I probably just started this year, and I kind of some of my customers I had told, being everything that's going on, I didn't want to sell nothing unless it was packed and sealed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that meant. What does packed and sealed mean?
I mean vacuum sealed. Vacuum sealed. Everything got to be vacuum sealed.
Oh. Okay.
No air, right?
No air.
See, look at that. Look at Sweetly.
I know, Sweetly. You picking up the farm life. I'm going to send you out there to help Mr. Wilbert on the farm. You got all these answers.
I just listened to my mom and dad talk many years ago and talk about their mom and dad. So, yeah, but I've never experienced the farm life. It seems like it's a lot of work, like you said. But I guess, if you love what you're doing, it's not a problem. And it seems like, to me, Mr. Wilbert, you are a server. You love helping people. And we thank God for you. And then we pray that God gives you back everything tenfold.
I really enjoy it because God has truly gave me a lot of gifts to do what I do. I don't have that much education, but I put Him first. And I know every time I ask Him for something, it's not a whole lot, but He always provides.
Yes. You hear that, audience? You hear that, foodies? If you put God first, it's nothing that is impossible, whether you're educated or non-educated. whether you're black, brown, white, whatever the case may be. If it's something that is a purpose and God has a plan for you, it will take place. And Mr. Wilbert is an example of that.
He is.
Is there something that you would like to tell? I'm sorry, Hotness. Is there something that you would like to tell our audience, Mr. Wilbert, that will help them along the way in their journey of entrepreneurship?
What I would like to tell them that, if you have a dream, a vision for something that you want to do, write it down. There is a big opening that God, he always said there's room in heaven, and there's room for you. All you got to do is be willing to listen, pay attention, take notes, and say, hey, I got this. If God said he got my back, then I can do this with God's help. Because I know that I couldn't have did a whole lot of stuff that I've done that God allowed me to do if it weren't for him.
Amen. And we thank God for your family as well, your wife and your children. It seems like they play a big part in it as well.
Yes, she do. My wife, she's on top of these eggplants every morning around about 6:30.
Wow! Shout out to the wifey. That's great.
She keeps me in check.
Mr. Wilbert, do you mind if I share your contact phone number or your email address? Which one would you prefer I give out to the audience?
Either one. It's fine with me. It's fine with
I'll
me.
do both because you also do landscaping, right?
Yes, I do. We bought our own bobcat, me and my two other partners, and I do landscaping and clearing and whatnot. I do home improvement. I am a mechanic. I work full-time as a mechanic down near Hall River.
Wow.
And run this business.
You're doing a lot. Like Sweetly said, there's not enough time in the day for you. So you do landscaping, you grow eggplants, and you have your meat business. So audience, Mr. Wilbert, he is in it to win it. So if you guys are interested in his services, his eggplants, his meat, his phone number is 434-713-5582, or you can shoot him an email at wilbertj61@gmail.com. So, Mr. Wilbert, thank you so much for your time. Sweetly, anything else?
I think that's it. We have picked Mr. Wilbert, and I think that's it. Is there anything else that you would like to share, Mr. Wilbert, before we complete the interview?
Well, I would love to bring y'all some of my eggplants so y'all can try them.
I would love that. So after we complete this up, we'll talk about that and see how we can connect. All right?
Okay.
Sounds great. Listen, foodies, it's been a minute. I'm so glad to be back. I missed you guys. This has been the
Hotness
and Sweetly checking out what Mr. Wilbert's farm is all about. Bye now.
When will I get married? Waiting can never be easy. Whether it's waiting on a taxi or a job promotion, it can be difficult. When it comes to waiting on Mr. Right, aka Boaz, it becomes even more challenging to wait while you're single. In this lighthearted book, Where's Boaz? I don't know, I'm tired of kissing frogs too. Best-selling author Nevada York offers suggestions based on the Bible's great love story of Ruth and Boaz and from her own experience of waiting on God. You will learn the attributes of Ruth and use the Ruth reality chart to do a self-check on your own attributes. Nevada also shares the 10-step plan that Ruth followed to win her Boaz. Obedience and being a blessing plays a key role. Trust the Lord and His timing. Make your season of singleness Ruth-defining. Order Nevada York's latest book, Where's Boaz? I don't know, I'm tired of kissing frogs too. Available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle.